How's everybody?
Of course, we got a chance to speak with Yanni Ford. You said with him it's a hot contact situation. What was your assessment of him today, and then also just with where he's at physically? How have you guys been going about monitoring and assessing him on a daily basis?
Our medical group has a real specific plan for him. He's still on limited contact, and he's working real hard at everything that that he can to be ready. But there's a plan in place for him, and he's still on limited contact.
And then, I mean, he said, hey, for his timeline, as far as he's concerned, he's not sure when. Like, realistically, I mean, is it one of those things where you're looking at it later this month? Is it more November?
I'm not going to get into it. He's out indefinitely right now. There is a plan in place for him, but that's where you get into dangerous territory if you start looking at specific dates and things like that. We have a plan in place. We've executed it every day, and we're going to continue executing it each and every day.
Not being funny, seeing along with injuries. I know you said with Colin Blackwell, he's been LBI day to day, but we still haven't seen him at all. Like, I mean, is he
Yeah.
someone that you expect to be available for the season opener? Will he play at some point tomorrow? Like, what's kind of the latest with him?
Well, I think it would be unrealistic. I think at this point to say that he would be ready for the season opener. Just if you do the math on the number of days, but his status has not changed in that regard.
So still day to day or indefinite?
Yes. Yep. Day to day right now. Yep.
When you watch him right now, he's flying around the ice. It's got to
He is.
get you a little bit excited about what he can.
Well, I mean, we know what he is as a player and what he brings, skill-wise and ability-wise, and you see it every day what he brings energy-wise, and those are all great things that right now he's able to apply to getting himself ready. Like, he's just one of those guys. Everything he does is at 110%, if it's possible to get to that level, but that will help him in his return, and when that time comes.
Hey Dave, I know tomorrow's game day. When do you guys get back? Wednesday. How are you looking at 6 days to get ready for the regular season? You've got a plan in place?
Yeah, we've got a plan in place. We'll practice the first 3 days. We'll take Saturday off, and then we've got 2 days of practice going in before game one. So that's without getting more specific than that. That'll be our schedule going in. Always subject to change. We'll really reevaluate it tomorrow night after the game. But right now, that'll be the plan. Practices on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, day off Saturday.
And is it a challenge to not have another game, or can you create game-like conditions so that
Well, for us, it's going to be a good opportunity to have good practices. We have a lot of detail that we're going to want to touch on during those practices, and that's going to be a good time for us to be able to do that. Yeah, our pairings are still a work in progress, and we still have competition there, and you'll see some of that in regards to our lineup yet tomorrow night. Overall in terms of team defense, we're making good progress. Now, we didn't give up much at all on Saturday night, especially at 5-on-5. We gave up next to nothing, so that's a good step. There were some specific areas that we wanted to address in our D zone play on Saturday night. We were able to do that. The real trick there is to be able to do it consistently throughout a 60-minute game and then day after day.
You guys did a lot of special teams work this morning, probably more than you've done in any other practices. Are you getting closer to having those groups settled as to who you want to see?
Well, we have our groups that we want to see tomorrow, most likely. There's still going to be some interchanging that will happen on those units as we go through the next week. But we definitely have a thought process behind the units that we'll see in tomorrow's game. We'll try to touch on it again tomorrow morning in morning skate and get a little bit more work. And then you need to build chemistry through game action as well. And you know what? Saturday night we created probably close to 10 good scoring chances on the power play. It didn't go in the back of the net, so that's obviously the finishing piece and very, very important. But we saw chemistry the night before on the units that were working together. And then again, Saturday night, there was some really good movement and there was some pretty good penetration, getting pucks and opportunities at the net.
And where you are with the roster right now, does the way you coach tomorrow night's game change from previously in the preseason? Is this more like a real game feel to you?
Well, it's another step towards it, but you know, in looking at the roster and the lineup, I think it would be a mistake to say this is a projection of what we're going to see 7 days down the road. There's more pieces and combinations that fit together that are likely, but there's also, like I said, there's still we want to, we have limited amount of time to try things. There's still one or two more things that we want to take a look at. There's still competition at different positions, so all of those three factors are going to be at play tomorrow night. Good. All right.